Now you have the basic idea of how dropshipping works and how you need to get started. You can begin to think about how you're going to build your own business. This all begins with choosing your product and choosing your industry or niche. The product, of course, is going to be the item that you intend to sell, and this is going to be dictated by the industry or niche that you choose to enter. An industry or niche is the subject matter that you intend to write on and the industry that you want to operate your business in. This is important. The choice is going to impact on everything from the price of your products to the type of person you'll be selling to the type of businesses you'll be working with. The reason we call it a niche, or niche as some people pronounce it, when talking about an online business, is that a niche is a particular category. This is not only your subject matter, but also the type of person who is going to be reading your content. It's very important that you choose this correctly because the niche will affect the size of your potential audience. When you choose a subject matter, you want it to be one with niche appeal. This means it's aimed at a particular type of person who is specifically interested in that type of thing. An example of a niche might be knitting. Now, if you have a blog about knitting and you sell knitting paraphernalia, only people who are interested in knitting are going to read your blog and buy from you. This way, you've cut out a niche for yourself rather than trying to appeal to everyone. That in turn means that you have drastically reduced the amount of competition you're facing. Now you don't need to compete with the biggest companies on the net, and you'll find that paying for things like AdWords advertising is considerably more affordable than it would be for a more general topic. Likewise, getting to the top of Google for relevant keywords like buy knitting gear online is going to be far easier than trying to get a general e-commerce keyword like shop online. The latter will put you up against mega companies like Amazon and pretty much every other online business on the net. But the problem with choosing a niche topic is that sometimes it can be too narrow, to the point where no one is interested in buying from you. If your niche is puppies with 3 legs, then you're going to have a very small number of amputee puppy owners who can buy from you. You'll find it relatively easier to dominate the search engines and to be the #1 supplier of products in that area. However, once you've sold to all 200 readers, well, you've pretty much reached the limit of what you can sell. On the other hand, a niche like fitness may be considered too broad. Buy fitness clothes online is a hugely popular search term that companies like Sports Direct, Sweaty Betty, and Mountain Warehouse dominate. Even ranking for search terms like how to build muscle is going to be very difficult. The perfect niche or industry is one with a broad appeal, but which still gives you a unique twist. This way, you'll be able to appeal to a lot of people, but you'll also be able to avoid directly competing with the biggest competitors. This will also give you a better route to market, which is a term that describes any direct access you might have to your target audience. An example of a route to market would be a forum dedicated to the subject matter you're writing about, or an industry magazine. With all this in mind, how do you find the perfect niche for you? Well, there are a few things to consider. Now, a lot of people watching this are going to already have a blog or a website. In that case, the best niche is obviously going to be the one that you're already in. All you need to do is simply pick a product that your current readership will enjoy. You should already have their trust, so all that's left to do is to offer them products and explain how and why they can benefit from them. Then there's an area you're already interested in. This will often align with the last point, but you should always pick a niche that you find personally interesting. This makes a gigantic difference to the quality of the content you put out, to your ability to pick the best products, and more. Remember, as a blog owner, you're going to be required to write thousands of lines of content on this subject in order to demonstrate your expertise and to gain the trust of your voters. If you don't know anything about the niche, this is going to come across in your writing and you're going to find it a very dull job. On the other hand, if you have a legitimate love of the niche you're writing in, you'll find it no chore at all to write all that content, and you'll find it much easier to wow your readers with what you know. What's more, you'll have a better idea of how to pick a truly great product that will stand out and attract your audience. You'll have your finger on the pulse. There are also niches where you have an upper hand. Again, this relates directly to the previous two examples in many cases. Suffice to say that most of us will have contacts and advantages in some niches that give us an edge. Perhaps, for example, you happen to know the owner of a very big fitness website or of a very big fitness magazine. Knowing this person will thereby make it much easier for you to get a cheaper advert or maybe even an article inside the magazine. Now you can reach out to that audience directly and hopefully sell more product. Have a long think about your list of contacts and friends and then consider finding a product that will let you make the most of those advantages. If you look at affiliate marketing, digital products, and internet marketing as a whole, you'll notice that certain niches stand out as being far the most popular, and those are fitness, making money, and dating. Now, why are these the most popular niches? On the one hand, it's because they have the broadest appeal. But the biggest reason is that they offer the best value proposition. A value proposition is basically the way in which your business is able to offer value. This is the way that your products can change people's lives. What is the end result of owning your product? If you're selling a hairdryer, then what you're really selling is the convenience and dry hair. If you're selling clothes, then what you're really selling is the ability to feel good about yourself, to look sexy, and hopefully to thrive in your career and in dating as a result. This is what sells. Try and sell a book about cats and you're not really offering much beyond a few hours of entertainment. But sell a book about making money and you're selling a dream. By choosing a product that can really change people's lives, you're providing much more value, even if the manufacturing costs stay the same. Now, this lets you charge more and make more money as a result, and it basically comes down to the niche. In order to tick all these boxes, one strategy you can use is to target a sub-niche, a niche within a niche. An example of this is targeting a specific type of person within the fitness niche. How about fitness for the over 50s or dieting for the diabetic? You could even do strength training for martial artists. In this latter example, you've actually combined two separate niches in order to offer something truly unique and interesting. Now you have your niche. The next thing to do is to pick an actual product. From there, you can find the manufacturer to help you provide it. The important thing here is there should always be a clear synergy between your branding, your ethos, and your product. That is to say, you should have a real affinity with the product and be selling it as an extension of your mission statement. What you must not do is simply find the first product you can sell within your niche and then go out and try to sell it. An example might be to create a fitness website, build an audience, and then sell a really basic protein shake that is already well known. Can this work? Well, sure it can, but why would people bother to buy from you when there are countless other sites where they can find the exact same thing, or when they can buy it down their local high street? Likewise, if you're selling a product that is obviously not your own and is so generic, it can actually hurt your trustworthiness. It's clear that you're trying to make money, which isn't a bad thing in itself, but you're not offering any unique value in return. You're just saying, oh yeah, and why not buy this generic product while you're here? On the other hand, if you can find a product that is somewhat new, somewhat different, and that mirrors your personal approach to fitness, to business, or whatever your niche is, then you can sell something that you really believe in and can get excited about. And this is something that will come across and make itself apparent for your visitors too. This is one reason why it can be so great to have a hand in helping design the product, as with a supplement, for example, where you get to choose the ingredients. Similarly, you can make money from selling a product that is a little lesser known and that you find particularly interesting and exciting. The best brands will be the ones that can grow with you. Find a company that's doing something new and exciting and express that you'd like to work with them. From there, you can then focus on growing and building your business. And this will help you to form a real relationship that's mutually beneficial and that your customers can appreciate too. Of course, there are many smaller considerations to keep in mind when selling your products. Should you sell a consumable, or should you sell something that will last a long time? Should you sell a product that's very expensive, or one that's very affordable? In the video on e-commerce and pricing, we'll discuss this in more detail, but suffice to say that it can make a lot of sense to sell multiple products in future, as that way you'll be able to benefit from multiple different types of business model and you'll be able to draw in a wider range of buyers. Having a range of prices means you can cater to people with all kinds of budgets and build some loyal customers who might increase their average spend with you over time. For example, a cheap consumable has the distinct advantage of being something that will keep your visitors coming back. If you sell a protein shake, for instance, then your buyers will probably want this about once every month. If you provide a reliable service and appealing prices, then this is an excellent way to get repeat business and to have a recurring income, which in turn will be highly convenient by letting you make more concrete plans for your budgeting, etc. Another option is to run a box business. Now, these are businesses that sell selections of products on a recurring basis. Someone will subscribe to your business and you'll send them a package containing a set number of products each month. This could be a range of different items or it could be one thing. Loot Crate, for example, is a business that sends pop culture merchandise to comic book and games fans. Part of the fun of this service is that they never know exactly what they're going to get, but it will always be something interesting and exciting. Then again, you also get men's grooming services that send the same selection of consumable razors, shaving foams, etc. to their customers every month. This is a different way to create your dropshipping business, one that allows you to add some real extra value and also to promote the products of your partners in an exciting way. There are many other ways you can add value too, whether it's providing freebies like some kind of PDF, offering the best discounts, or somehow upgrading the product you're offering before it reaches the customer. Whatever you decide, the big question to ask yourself is, what value are you providing? What are you offering on top of the products themselves? How are you providing value not only for the customers, but also for the suppliers? And what advantages do they get by coming to you instead of going to somewhere like Amazon? Finally, of course, you need to ask yourself what types of products will sell well. And this is particularly important when you first start out and you perhaps only have one item to begin with. If you're going to begin your store with just one item, then it's highly important that this one item be something that will sell well and get your business off to the best start. And the best way to do this is to pick something that has a very clear function and which is easy to explain. Solve the problem that your visitors have. What do people in this niche need? And how can you solve that issue for them? If you can answer this, you should have no problem selling your first item as long as it's well made and as long as you're persuasive enough to make it sound amazing.